Admiral Elena Rodriguez stood at the window of the Lunar Defense Command Center, watching Earth rotate peacefully below. The holographic displays behind her showed thousands of tracking markers, civilian satellites, space debris, and carefully disguised weapon platforms that had been waiting dormant for over 50 years. The quantum encrypted message that arrived 17 minutes ago had confirmed everything they'd prepared for: deep space object approaching. Artificial origin confirmed. First contact protocol Omega is now active. Status report, Elena commanded, turning to face the assembled leadership of Earth's hidden defense force. The underground chamber hummed with controlled tension as officers from every major nation coordinated their responses with practiced precision. Colonel Wei Chen, head of Asian-Pacific Defense, brought up a detailed hologram of the approaching vessel. The alien ship will reach lunar orbit in approximately 6 hours. As expected, they're broadcasting on frequencies that our primitive detection systems shouldn't be able to receive. Their encryption is exactly what our quantum AI predicted. And our surface theater? Elena asked, a slight smile playing at her corners of her mouth. General Marcus Thompson, her second in command, nodded with satisfaction. All nations are maintaining the illusion perfectly. Civilian satellites are displaying appropriate levels of confusion. Military bases are running standard protocols as if we've never seen anything like this before. NASA and other space agencies are reacting with believable surprise. Elena walked to the central command table, where a real-time representation of Earth's true defense grid glowed in subtle blues and greens. Centuries of careful preparation, hidden in plain sight. Weapons platforms disguised as communications satellites. Quantum computers masked as cloud server farms. A fleet of advanced ships concealed within hollowed-out asteroids throughout the solar system. The Artemis Protocol has served us well, she mused. Who would have thought humanity's greatest weapon would be our ability to keep a secret? The room's main screen activated, showing a message from their deep space monitoring station on Europa. Alien vessel is broadcasting. Universal Translation Matrix Processing. The alien's message began to play: people of Earth, we are representatives of the Valaxian Empire, a peaceful confederation of spacefaring species. We come to welcome you into the galactic community. Elena exchanged knowing looks with her command staff. The message continued exactly as their predictive AIs had forecast: diplomatic overtures masking subtle threats and assumptions of superiority. The same pattern they'd observed in a dozen other first contact scenarios throughout the galaxy. Should we maintain our facade of technological inferiority, Admiral? Asked Dr. Reena Patel, head of Earth's quantum defense systems. Our sensors detect they're scanning us extensively. Elena nodded. Let them see exactly what we want them to see. Primitive satellites, basic space stations, chemical rockets. Meanwhile, activate Ghost Protocol across all hidden installations. Quantum camouflage at maximum. The alien vessel grew larger on their screens, its crystalline structure gleaming in the sunlight. It was impressive, exactly the kind of ship designed to awe a primitive species into submission. But humanity had been preparing for this moment since the first radio signals from space had been detected. They're launching smaller craft, Colonel Chen reported. Appears to be a standard show of force disguised as a diplomatic gesture. Multiple vessels, highly armed but weapons currently powered down. Elena straightened her uniform, her expression hardening. Very well. Let's give them the welcome they expect. General Thompson, initiate Surface Response Protocol Delta. Show them a properly panicked planet scrambling to respond to first contact. As her officers carried out their orders, Elena reflected on the decades of preparation that had led to this moment. The secret treaties between nations, the hidden technological advances, the elaborate deception maintained across the entire planet. All to ensure that when humanity finally met the galaxy, they would do so on their own terms. Dr. Patel, is the quantum mesh network fully operational? She asked. Yes, Admiral. Every military installation on and off Earth is connected. The moment you give the order, we can drop the facade and reveal our true capabilities. Elena watched as the alien ships entered Earth's atmosphere, no doubt expecting to find a primitive species easy to intimidate or control. Not yet, she said quietly. Let them think they have the upper hand. The greatest advantage in any confrontation is when your opponent underestimates you completely. The first reports of alien ships appearing over major cities began flowing in. Right on schedule, the world's governments began their carefully choreographed dance of confusion, fear, and desperate attempts at coordination. It was a performance 50 years in the making, and humanity played their parts perfectly. Admiral, General Thompson said quietly, the Valaxian ship is transmitting their next message. Our quantum AI predicts it's their standard dominance display, a demonstration of their technological superiority meant to force immediate submission. Elena's smile grew slightly wider. Perfect. Let them think they have us cornered. The best bluff is the one where you actually hold all the cards. She turned to address her command staff, her voice carrying the weight of generations of preparation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to First Contact. Let's show the galaxy why humanity has survived every challenge we've ever faced. High Commander Zyxtal of the Valaxian Empire stood proudly on the bridge of his flagship, watching with satisfaction as his ships took position above Earth's major cities. The primitive species below reacted exactly as expected, their military aircraft scrambled in confused patterns, their global communication networks erupted with panic, and their leaders fumbled to establish any semblance of unified response. Pathetic, he murmured, his crystalline form refracting light across the command deck. They still use combustion engines in their aircraft. Prepare the demonstration. But before his crew could comply, something unexpected happened. His ship's quantum sensors began screaming warnings. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, something massive was awakening. In the Lunar Defense Command Center, Admiral Rodriguez watched the aliens' confusion with quiet satisfaction. Time to show them our first card, she announced. Colonel Chen, activate the Kraken protocol. Throughout Earth's oceans, massive structures that had masqueraded as deep-sea research stations for decades began to transform. Quantum shields dropped, revealing sleek installations of gleaming metal and pulsing energy fields. From these hidden bases, swarms of advanced craft emerged, their hulls rippling with technology that made them nearly invisible to conventional sensors. Impossible! Zyxtal exclaimed as his tactical display exploded with new contacts. Their level of technology, this can't be right. Where did these come from? On the surface, Earth's carefully maintained illusion continued to crumble. Ordinary communications satellites revealed themselves as weapon platforms. Civilian weather radar stations transformed into electromagnetic pulse generators. Commercial space stations unfolded into military installations. The Valaxians are attempting to scan our quantum signatures, Dr. Patel reported, her hands dancing across her holographic controls. Shall we let them see what we're really capable of? Admiral Rodriguez nodded. Give them a taste. Activate the Tesla grid. High above the Earth, hidden in synchronous orbit, thousands of seemingly defunct satellites suddenly pulsed with energy. A web of quantum-entangled particles sprang to life, creating a defensive network that could track and target any object in near-Earth space with microscopic precision. General Thompson watched the aliens' reactions with professional interest. They're powering up weapons, Admiral. Looks like they're about to try their standard intimidation tactics. Perfect timing, Rodriguez replied. Dr. Patel, initiate Phase 2. Let's show them why you don't bring a quantum gun to a dimensional chess game. Across the globe, hidden installations that had been masquerading as everything from university research facilities to shopping malls revealed their true nature. Anti-gravity generators negated the Valaxians' gravitational weapons. Quantum field manipulators disrupted their targeting systems. Phase shift generators made Earth's defensive installations literally slide between dimensions. On his flagship, Zyxtal watched in growing horror as his supposedly superior technology was systematically neutralized. This is impossible. Their civilization showed no signs of this level of advancement. We've been monitoring them for years. Receiving transmission from the Human Command Center, his communications officer reported, voice trembling. Admiral Rodriguez's image appeared on their main screen, her expression calm and professional. Hi Commander Zyxtal, I believe it's time we had a proper discussion about the true balance of power in this situation. You're currently surrounded by weapons platforms you never detected, defended by technology you thought was centuries beyond us, and targeted by systems your sensors still can't fully perceive. She leaned forward slightly, her voice taking on an edge of steel. We've been watching you watch us, Commander. Every probe you sent, every signal you monitored, showed you exactly what we wanted you to see. Did you really think a species that survived ice ages, plagues, and its own nuclear age would be so easy to intimidate? The Lunar Command Center's tactical display showed the Valaxian ships attempting to regroup, their formations tight and defensive. General Thompson smiled grimly. They're trying to establish a quantum communication link with their homeworld. Let them, Rodriguez ordered. Dr. Patel, show them what Earth's quantum tech can really do. In space, the Tesla grid pulsed again. This time, the quantum web didn't just track the alien ships, it reached into their communication systems, proving that Earth's mastery of quantum mechanics exceeded anything the Valaxians had imagined possible. Attention Valaxian vessels, Rodriguez broadcast on all frequencies, her voice now carrying the full authority of Earth's combined military might. You have two options. You can retreat immediately and inform your empire that Earth is not to be trifled with, or you can stay and learn exactly how many more surprises we have waiting. The choice is yours, but I suggest you choose quickly. Some of our more interesting defensive systems are eager to be tested in actual combat. As if to emphasize her point, the orbital defense grid powered up its primary weapons, massive arrays that had been disguised as orbital solar power stations. The energy readings made the Valaxian sensors scream in protest. Commander Zyxtal felt his crystalline form pale as he realized the full extent of the humans' deception. They hadn't just hidden their true capabilities, they had orchestrated an elaborate planetary-scale masquerade, all to ensure they would have the ultimate advantage when first contact finally came. Commander James Okonjo stood in the control room of Pandora Base, a massive facility hidden within the asteroid belt that had masqueraded as a mining operation for the past 30 years. Through the quantum-enhanced viewing screen, he watched as the Valaxian reinforcement fleet emerged from faster-than-light travel, their crystalline ships glinting in the starlight. They brought exactly what we predicted, he commented to his executive officer, Captain Maria Santos. The Valaxians never could resist showing off their biggest toys. The alien armada was impressive, over 300 ships, including 5 of their dreaded world breakers, massive vessels capable of cracking a planet's crust. Under normal circumstances, such a fleet would be enough to subjugate a dozen star systems. Admiral Rodriguez, Okonjo communicated through the quantum mesh network, Pandora Base is ready. Permission to initiate Phase 3. From Lunar Command, Elena Rodriguez's holographic form materialized in the control room. Granted, Commander. Show them why we called it Operation Pandora. Time to open the box. Throughout the asteroid belt, what appeared to be ordinary mining installations began to transform. Automated drilling platforms morphed into missile batteries. Survey satellites revealed themselves as targeting arrays. And in the heart of Pandora Base, humanity's greatest technological achievement hummed to life. Power up the hybrid drive, Okonjo ordered. Dr. Patel's team did amazing work integrating the reversed-engineered Valaxian tech with our quantum systems. The massive engine core began to pulse with energy, combining Earth's advanced quantum mechanics with adapted alien technology. It was the culmination of decades of secret research, taking fragments of alien tech from crashed scout ships and covert surveillance, combining them with humanity's own innovations to create something entirely new. In lunar orbit, Admiral Rodriguez addressed the Valaxian fleet. This is your final warning. Your initial force has already retreated. Take your reinforcements and leave Earth space, or face the consequences. The response came from Grand Admiral Kextrai, his crystalline form practically radiating contempt. You caught us off guard once, humans. A clever deception, but it ends now. No primitive species can stand against the full might of the Valaxian Empire. Rodriguez smiled. I was hoping you'd say that. Commander Okonjo, you may proceed. Throughout the asteroid belt, thousands of seemingly random rocks suddenly revealed their true nature. They weren't asteroids at all, but carefully disguised ships and weapon platforms, all powered by hybrid quantum Valaxian technology that operated on principles the aliens had never imagined possible. Launch the chimeras, Okonjo commanded. From Pandora Base's hidden hangars, Earth's newest warships emerged. They looked unlike anything in human or Valaxian design, sleek vessels that seemed to flow between states of matter, their hulls incorporating both physical armor and quantum field generators. Each ship carried weapons that combined the best of both species' technology, created by engineers who had spent their entire careers preparing for this moment. Impossible! Grand Admiral Kextrai exclaimed as his sensors tried to make sense of the human vessels. These energy signatures, they're using our own technology, but in ways that violate our fundamental engineering principles. That's the thing about humans, Rodriguez replied, her voice carrying across all frequencies. We don't just adapt technology, we reimagine it. Your engineers ask, how does this work? Ours ask, what else could it do? The Chimera fleet moved with impossible grace, their hybrid drives allowing them to maneuver in ways that defied conventional physics. They flowed through the Valaxian formation like water through stones, their weapons combining quantum disruption fields with adapted alien energy weapons. Target their flagship, Okonjo ordered. Show them exactly what their own technology can do in human hands. The lead Chimera fired its main weapon, a quantum cascade cannon that used principles reverse-engineered from Valaxian shields. The beam struck the alien flagship's supposedly impenetrable defenses and simply phased through them, disrupting their power grid with surgical precision. Throughout the asteroid belt, more of humanity's hidden assets revealed themselves. Quantum entanglement networks that had been disguised as deep space research arrays began coordinating the human fleet's movements with perfect synchronization. Weapon platforms that had pretended to be automated mining equipment opened fire with devastating accuracy. How? Kextrai demanded as his fleet's formation began to break apart under the human assault. How did you develop all of this in secret? We've had a lot of practice keeping secrets, Rodriguez replied. Every time you detected one of our research facilities, you were actually seeing what we wanted you to see. Every breakthrough you thought we were decades away from. We achieved it years ago. We just made sure you never knew. The Chimera fleet continued its devastating dance through the alien armada, their hybrid technology allowing them to strike with impunity while shrugging off return fire. Earth's defensive strategy was revealed to be far more than just hidden weapons, it was a complete reimagining of how technology could be used. In Pandora Base, Okonjo watched as the Valaxian fleet began to retreat, their confident advance turned into a desperate withdrawal. Should we pursue, Admiral? No, Rodriguez decided. Let them run. Let them tell their empire exactly what happened and they underestimated humanity. But first. She opened a channel to the retreating aliens. Grand Admiral, remember this, what you saw today wasn't everything we have. It wasn't even close. Consider that carefully before you think about returning. As the alien fleet fled into faster-than-light travel, Okonjo couldn't help but smile. Humanity had just revealed one of its greatest secrets, but as any good poker player knew, you never showed all your cards in one hand. Dr. Maya Patel stood before the quantum mainframe deep within the Himalayan cybersecurity complex, her fingers dancing across holographic interfaces as she prepared to unleash humanity's most sophisticated digital weapon. The massive computer system, hidden for decades beneath what the world thought was a meditation retreat, hummed with barely contained power. "Ghost Fleet is in position," reported Admiral Rodriguez through the quantum mesh. "Time to show them our digital teeth." The Valaxian Empire had returned with their full might, over 1,000 ships, including their legendary Planet Killer-class vessels. They had assumed humanity had revealed all its secrets during the last encounter. They were wrong. Initiating Ghost Protocol, Dr. Patel announced, her voice steady despite the enormity of what she was about to attempt. Quantum virus deploying in 3, 2, 1. In space, something impossible happened. The Valaxian fleet's quantum communications network, the most secure system in known space, began to fracture. Encrypted channels dissolved into chaos as Earth's virus, developed through decades of studying intercepted alien transmissions, wormed its way through their defenses. "How are they inside our systems?" The Valaxian Supreme Commander's panicked voice echoed across all frequencies. "These primitives shouldn't even be able to detect our quantum protocols." "That's the problem with assumptions," Dr. Patel transmitted back, allowing herself a small smile. "You assumed we were primitives. We assumed you'd underestimate us. Only one of us was right." At that moment, Admiral Rodriguez gave the order they'd all been waiting for: release the ghosts. Throughout the solar system, dimensional pockets that human scientists had secretly created began to open. From these impossible spaces emerged Earth's ghost fleet, ships that existed partially out of phase with normal spacetime, developed by engineers who had pushed the boundaries of quantum mechanics beyond anything the Valaxians had imagined possible. Commander Okonjo, now leading the Ghost Fleet's main battle group, watched with satisfaction as his ships phased into normal space directly within the Valaxian formation. The alien sensors couldn't properly track vessels that didn't fully exist in their dimension, making their supposedly superior targeting systems useless. "Ghost Fleet is engaged," he reported. "Their weapons are passing right through us while we're phased. Shifting to attack configuration." The ghost ships solidified just enough to launch their attacks, quantum torpedoes that could phase through shields, electromagnetic pulses that existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously, and gravity weapons that distorted space itself. The Valaxian fleet, already struggling with their compromised communications, found themselves fighting an enemy they couldn't properly see or hit. In her command center, Dr. Patel continued her digital assault. "Their quantum AI is attempting to adapt," she reported. "Deploying countermeasures now." The virus she had created wasn't just attacking their communications, it was rewriting the fundamental protocols of their quantum network. Ships lost control of their weapons. Navigation systems showed impossible readings. Command and control structures collapsed into chaos. "This is impossible," the Valaxian Supreme Commander broadcast. "Our quantum systems are based on universal constants. You can't just rewrite the laws of physics." "Actually," Dr. Patel responded, "we didn't rewrite physics. We just understood it better than you did. Your quantum systems are based on a three-dimensional understanding of universal constants. Ours operate in 11 dimensions." The Ghost Fleet continued its devastating attack run, ships flickering in and out of normal space as they struck with impunity. Earth's conventional forces, led by Admiral Rodriguez, pressed their advantage, coordinating perfectly through their own quantum mesh network, a system so advanced it used principles the Valaxians hadn't even discovered yet. "Their flagship is attempting a direct quantum core breach," Dr. Patel warned. "They're trying to take us all out in one blast." "Not today," Rodriguez commanded. "Commander Okonjo, execute Maneuver Omega. Dr. Patel, show them what else our virus can do." The Ghost Fleet surrounded the Valaxian flagship, their partial phase state creating a dimensional barrier. Meanwhile, Dr. Patel's virus reached the alien ship's quantum core, rewriting its protocols faster than their engineers could respond. "Listen carefully," Rodriguez transmitted to the increasingly desperate Valaxian command. "Right now, you're trapped in a dimensional pocket, your weapons are under our control, and your quantum core is running on our protocols. You have two choices: surrender, or find out what else we've been keeping secret." The silence that followed was deafening. Finally, the Supreme Commander's voice came through, smaller and less confident than before. "How long? How long have you been capable of this level of technology?" "Long enough to know you were coming," Dr. Patel responded. "Long enough to prepare. Long enough to ensure that when humanity finally revealed itself to the galaxy, we would do so from a position of absolute strength." As the Valaxian fleet began powering down their weapons, signaling their surrender, Admiral Rodriguez allowed herself a moment of reflection. The Ghost Fleet, the quantum virus, the dimensional pockets, these weren't even their last lines of defense. In underground bases and hidden facilities across Earth and throughout the solar system, even more advanced technologies waited, ready to be unveiled if necessary. Humanity had just demonstrated that they weren't just ready for the galaxy, they were ready to reshape it. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council hummed with tension as Admiral Elena Rodriguez stood before the assembled representatives of 1,000 worlds. The massive crystalline chamber, designed to intimidate lesser species, now seemed smaller somehow in the face of humanity's revealed power. Behind her, the quantum hologram displayed the full extent of Earth's hidden capabilities, not just what they had shown in battle, but everything they had kept secret even during the conflict. The alien representatives shifted uncomfortably in their seats as the true scope of human preparation became clear. "For centuries," Rodriguez began, her voice carrying across the chamber, "you watched us. You studied our broadcasts, analyzed our conflicts, measured our technology. And every step of the way, you saw exactly what we wanted you to see." She gestured to the hologram, which showed the vast network of hidden installations throughout Earth's solar system. "While you watched our primitive rockets, we were developing quantum drive technology. While you monitored our simple satellites, we were building dimensional pocket facilities. Every apparent weakness was a carefully constructed facade." Supreme Chancellor Vextari, the crystalline leader of the Valaxian Empire, leaned forward. "Why? Why maintain such an elaborate deception? Why not simply announce yourselves to the galaxy when you achieved this level of advancement?" Dr. Patel, standing beside Rodriguez, stepped forward. "Because we were watching you too. We saw how your empire treated primitive species. We observed the pattern: first contact, technological intimidation, cultural absorption, and eventually, complete dominion. We decided to change the rules of the game." The hologram shifted to show Earth's quantum mesh network, a technological achievement that had rendered traditional galactic communication systems obsolete. Commander Okonjo, now representing Earth's combined defense forces, added his voice to the presentation. "Every piece of technology we revealed during the conflict was at least 30 years old," he announced, causing a wave of murmurs through the chamber. "What you saw, the Ghost Fleet, the dimensional pockets, the quantum virus, those were our opening moves. Not our final capabilities." The alien representatives erupted in concerned discussion. The implications were staggering. If what humans considered outdated technology could overcome the galaxy's most advanced defense systems, what were they truly capable of? Rodriguez raised her hand for silence. "We're not here to threaten. We're not here to conquer. We're here to establish a new paradigm. Humanity is ready to join the galactic community, not as subjects, not as junior partners, but as equals." The hologram changed again, showing plans for technological and cultural exchange programs. "We're prepared to share some of our advancements," Dr. Patel explained. "Not all, we've learned the value of keeping certain cards close to our chest, but enough to demonstrate our commitment to peaceful cooperation." "And if we refuse?" a voice called from the assembly. "If we decide humanity is too dangerous to be allowed into the galactic community?" Rodriguez smiled, not a threatening expression, but one that carried the weight of absolute certainty. That option was removed from the table the moment your first ships entered our solar system. Right now, quantum entangled devices of our design are embedded throughout every major system in known space. We didn't just prepare to defend Earth, we prepared to defend humanity's interests across the entire galaxy. The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. Humanity hadn't just outmaneuvered one empire, they had positioned themselves to influence the entire galactic political structure. But that's not the path we want to take, Rodriguez continued, her tone softening. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology, or our deception, or even our preparation. It's our ability to imagine a better future and work together to achieve it. She gestured to the human delegation, a diverse group representing every nation and culture of Earth. We spent centuries fighting among ourselves, learning the hard way that cooperation is better than conflict. We're offering you the benefit of that wisdom. Supreme Chancellor Vextari stood, their crystalline form refracting light across the chamber. You've certainly given us much to consider, Admiral. The galaxy has never encountered a species quite like humanity. No, Rodriguez agreed, you haven't. And that's exactly why we need each other. You have experience in managing a multi-species civilization. We have experience in overcoming seemingly impossible challenges. Together, we could build something greater than either of us could achieve alone. As the Galactic Council began their deliberations, Rodriguez shared a knowing look with her team. This had always been the true goal, not just to defend Earth, but to ensure humanity's place among the stars would be one of their own choosing. The greatest bluff in Earth's history wasn't just about hiding their true capabilities. It was about creating an opportunity to reshape the galaxy's future, not through force or intimidation, but through the very human qualities of innovation, adaptation, and hope. As the Council voted unanimously to accept Earth as a full member of the galactic community, Rodriguez couldn't help but think that perhaps this was humanity's greatest achievement, turning centuries of paranoia and preparation into a foundation for lasting peace.